It's not a situation like I leave Jamaica as a rich girl or whatever. I was poor growing up. I never have it. So it's just hard, okay?
Come on, Fire Fam. We made it to Monday. Special Monday because you'll notice the sun is nice and bright and I didn't go to school today. It is a national holiday. Happy MLK Junior Day. And gonna have a little bit different of an episode today. We're normally, we try to do like a sequence of events of the day's happenings, which we'll probably have some. But today we're going to be discussing, my wife and I, some of the similarities and differences we faced based on our color of our skin, I guess. I asked my wife just the other day about MLK Day, and she didn't know much about it. And so I think it's appropriate that as an interracial couple, we have a conversation about what it's like, or what it was like for me growing up, and for her growing up, and then the similarities and differences we can compare. Me living in Jamaica as a white male and her coming here to the US as a Jamaican female. So I'm excited, and I guess I'm always excited, but I'm excited to explore that conversation with her and see how she feels about that. And I want to bring you guys with for that because, yes, we want to give you guys the highs and the lows and the adventure that we're going on currently, but we also think it's appropriate that we address some of the the elephants in the room about what is it like being in an interracial, intercultural marriage, and how are we viewing each other's differences, accepting each other's differences, both personality and cultural. And also, I think we should need to take an opportunity for ourselves to explore what is it like going to each other's culture and being visually different than everybody else. And I think it's going to give us an opportunity to kind of reflect this, maybe for my own selfish reasons, because even though I haven't lived in Jamaica since 2008, I'd have a strong recollection of what it's like when you're the only one that looks like you around, and some of the positives and negatives about that. And I think sometimes I get a little jaded, I guess, or a little desensitized, realizing my wife's done that for the last 13 years, and maybe I need to be a bit more appreciative of some of the things that she's had to go through. And I think coming over here to Kauai, it kind of puts us both in the same boat. We're both different than the local culture, and so I think that's allowed us to bond, I guess, even closer together now that we're both facing this adventure together. So looking forward to that conversation. I hope everyone's doing well, and we're gonna tackle the week and get going. So stay tuned for that conversation, and we're here to represent ourselves and just ourselves, and so don't read into any of the things that we might discuss as political propaganda. This is just two people having a conversation, and there it is. So appreciate you sticking around and checking it out. And to all of our new subscribers, welcome. All of our old subscribers, how you doing? And if you didn't get a chance to, there's a few episodes from the early days, months ago, that we really kind of disclosed how we met and how we came to be a couple. And I think for anybody joining us now, if you didn't get a chance to see those, the short version is I lived in Jamaica as a volunteer, met my wife through her son, who I taught how to read, and subsequently decided that we were going to get married, and we've spent the last 15 years knowing each other, married for the last 13, and living here in the United States for the last 11 or so. So that's the short version. And now we're going back to Jamaica because because we need to. So stay tuned, enjoy the conversation, and stay awesome.
You ever heard them sort how many one people? Jamaica is more than one people in Jamaica, more than one color people. You have Chinese, you have Indian, you have Mexican. Well, I don't know. You have Chinese, you have Maroon, you have all different type of people. All different walks of life. I was growing up with Indian. No, I never get treated differently. It's not like the US. People don't look upon people different there. Matter of fact, kinda, but where I was, nobody treat me different. Although Indian people used to take you for slave. They work you. They want you to go them bush go pick them chocolate for them and broke them and put them for sell. Chuck come pick them up, then sell them, then give you 50 cents or $1.50. Which in case $1.50 could have buy a lot of stuff at those time. I used to. Yeah. When I come from school, you go them pick them chocolate. And banana and coconut and whatever they have on them property. And then they have we used to help them pick them coffee too. Coffee bean and put it for dry. Start help them clean the house at 12. Wash them dirty clothes, 14-year-old, whatever. We never have that much, so I used to help them all because I had the least place around them. So the lady, the mom for the people that live at the place, we used to help them. Like, she used to carry coconut, come give me mom for grater too. Help them oxy out, grater them, get all cut for me and from knife, coconut shell or whatever. Yeah, it was all other stuff.
So where to begin? So I grew up in Minnesota, and I didn't ever want to use stock footage on this platform, but I'm going to have to throw in some stock footage because apparently not a lot of people know what Minnesota is like. So I'm going to throw some stock footage over here to show you guys a little bit about the Minnesota world. It's got 4 seasons, but I grew up in suburbia, Minnesota. And when I say suburbia, I mean... I have a bad saying. I called it white suburbia because there was basically everybody I grew up with kind of looked exactly like me is when it comes to like skin tone. In fact, I distinctly remember there was one African American kid in our entire school, and that's what I grew up with.
I never really recognize white people. I never know white people. Not even know they exist. Anyway, I only hear about them. I never talk to white people. Sorry. Yeah, I talked to white people, I think, when I was like old, probably 16, 17. They used to call mom church. They used to build house of people. That's how I know them. That's how I meet them. They say I'm crazy. Why? I don't think white people are treat people as good as them one black people, which in case some black men treat women worse than other people from different cultures. So in Jamaica it was fun. I used to have fun going to school. I used to run like trucks and whatever, but I never have that long breath like everybody else. I could have run long distance or whatever. But I used to play sports in school. I used to play baseball, cricket. I used to play netball too, but then call basketball here or whatever. But I only know about netball. I don't know about basketball.
So, what was it like moving to the US?
It was different. Although I meet, when I was in Arizona, I meet a Jamaican lady from, that was from Spanish Town. Yeah, she was nice. I meet a next lady that's from Nigeria. So, yeah, you have white people that look on you a certain way, like then Scania or whatever in Arizona. It's like those side of people was racist. They're like, what? And then they want to fill up them the stuff. Then a matter of fact, the one then that we used to live around Arizona before, where at your mom house, those was like not the typical kind of white that like black people. I don't think. But when you move from there and go further down, then you have mixed people that live in that neighborhood. That was nice.
And when I graduated high school, many years ago, I won't mention the actual name or the actual dates, I moved. I moved from Minnesota all the way down to Arizona, went to college at the University of Arizona, and finally got my first perspective of what it's like not to be in the majority culture and or race. And that was a real nice perspective, I think, because growing up, I didn't know any better, and it was just simple, and everybody kind of looked like me, and that's the way the world worked, and that's what I was used to. Graduated from the University of Arizona 4 years later and joined a volunteer organization that allowed me to live in Jamaica. And that was a really interesting, eye-opening perspective because for the first time in my life at the age of 22, I got to experience what it was like to be the only one that looked like me all around, and I don't know. I distinctly remember, and I've experienced this a few times. Is like there's a self-conscious awareness of the fact that you don't look like everybody else, you don't talk like everybody else, and that you kind of stick out, and it's, I don't know. I can't really describe the sensation of the feeling, but like when you're walking through the town or you're walking on the roadside, like people see you based on your differences, and I don't think a lot of people that look like me really get that experience. And I think it was really important and eye-opening for me to just understand, what is it like to be a minority in a culture, and having that extra responsibility of, you're not only representing just yourself as an individual, you're also representing a different country, you're representing a different culture, and you're representing what it means to be, or to be an example of a white male. Let's face it, there's a lot of stigmas out there that says being a white male is not so bad, it's pretty fantastic, and I'm here to say that in certain environments, yes, it has been advantageous for me to be so. However, I have definitely taken it upon myself to make sure I put myself in a position where, I want a full understanding of what it's like not to be like everybody else, and that's kind of where we're at, I look forward to getting to talk to Sonia about her perspective and what it's like coming to the U.S. and not being like everyone else. But I've experienced, people calling me racial derogatory names and people judging me based on the color of my skin. And I think it's important that in order to understand other people's perspectives, you get an opportunity to do that. I'm not saying it's enjoyable all the time. I distinctly remember when Nathan and I once went to the beach because I was trying to teach him how to swim because he was afraid of water, not gonna lie, takes after his mom. But I distinctly remember we were at the Ocho Rios beach and he was afraid and I was trying to get him into the water, and there was literally a little fish. This is a true story. If you ever see Nathan, ask him. This is a true story. A little fish swam between us as I was holding on to his hands trying to get him to walk into the water. But we came back on the beach and this guy, and I remember this guy distinctly because he had a sixth finger. I don't know why he had a sixth finger, but he did. But he came up all upset and yelling about what am I doing with this kid and da-da-da-da and trying to da-da-da-da, and it was a bit of a scene, not gonna lie. And clearly he didn't understand the relationship that Nathan and I had, and he had his own ideas of what was going on, and for me that was a real eye-opening experience. To say, regardless of what I'm doing, people are going to judge my actions based on my appearance.
Well, Hawaii is most like Jamaica, kind of for the most part of it. Yeah, the ocean, which in case ocean in Jamaica, that's more inclusive, like those resort area, whatever, tourist, whatever area, you gotta pay to go there. Here in Hawaii, you don't have to pay for no beaches, you just go free. You can go anywhere, any one of the beach you want. But in Jamaica, you still gotta pay for beach. Unless you're gonna go to the Wagwater River or whatever, that's different. But I don't know, you're living in your country, you can't even go to the beach unless you're gonna pay for going. There's Ridiculous. Even some river, then you still gotta pay. Because if you go to tubing or whatever, you still gotta pay to go. It's not free. You know, if you're in Hawaii, you have a job, and if you go back to Jamaica as a young age, then what are you going back to Jamaica go do? When you have family in Jamaica that need help and thing, how are you going to help them when they leave from here? You come here to help them like my mom and whoever else need help. Because a lot of people in Jamaica need help. It's not like you live from Jamaica just because I'm married and you come a foreign and your kids then get big and thing, you just want to say, oh, I'm going to retire and just run back to Jamaica. What are you going to go back go do? What are you going to help with? When you know, if you don't have money to help, what are you going to help? If you don't have a little money where you have, where you save up or sell a house here and go back, by the time you're going to done, if you don't work, if you don't have a job, things is not cheap. It's just like Hawaii, everything is expensive here as well. House is expensive, rent expensive, everything is expensive. Yeah, so if you have a family and friend and whoever, people don't need help. People ask if you help.
At the same time, that same exact day, there was two ladies in the water next to us as I was trying to get Nathan to swim, and they were super supportive. They're like, "Oh, what's going on here? Explain this situation, you know?" And I was like, "Oh, you know, I'm his teacher, and I'm tutoring him. I'm trying to teach him how to read." And they were super like, "Oh, that's great, you know. I could big up you guys for trying to get him to learn new things." And so, I think, that was a huge, memorable experience 15 years ago that still sticks with me today. So, for me, I don't know. It's a double-edged sword being a white male. And I look forward to the conversation later with Sonia about, you know, what's it like us together being an interracial couple. But I think it's important, and it's been important for my growth and development to know what it's like to be a minority in an environment. And we're going back to Jamaica. And I'm sure there'll be moments and instances where there's going to have both positives and negatives about my appearance. But I'm sensitive to that, and I'm aware of that. And I think it's important for me to recognize that that's going to exist, and I have a choice in how I'm going to approach it. And I'm okay. Like, I get along with just about everybody as long as they're respectful to me. And that's basically the super short version of my past experience in dealing with that. And
if they want help like different situation, I'm just saying, it involve money. Anything you go help them with still involve money. If you give them food, it still involve money. Babysitting involve money too, because you still got to feed the kid. You go making that for hungry, you still got to buy food for him to eat. You still got to buy feeding for him or her. It doesn't matter. You keep people kids without give them food. So you still, even if they bring little food come give for your baby, you still gotta buy stuff to give them. It's just like adopting a kid or having your own kid. It's just the same. You still gotta feed them. Because when I was in Jamaica, I used to help people with their kids. And you still gotta, I know I didn't care food come give for them neither. I have kids, so I understand. Yeah, that's how you go. You still gotta help people. And if someone asks me for help and I cannot help them, then I feel bad. I just like, do I borrow to give them, or what do I do? It just rests on my mind. It's like I can't sleep. Sometimes I'm wondering, what they need the money for? What if they owe someone? What if this? What if that? You know, because I never know. It's not a situation like I leave Jamaica as a rich girl or whatever. I was poor growing up. I never have it. So it's just hard, okay?
Thank you guys for taking the time to watch today's episode. We kind of wanted to give a better perspective of each of our upbringings and our understanding and things that we're looking forward to and things we're maybe a little concerned about. And we just kind of wanted to wrap up the video today together, just kind of talking about our move back to Jamaica and what we envision that to be in a few months' time. So, you excited?
No.
It's hard to get Sonia excited sometimes, but why aren't you excited about moving back?
I'm scared.
What do
A
you?
lot of people there don't really talk to me because of certain things. I don't know.
Because
They just despite me, so I kind of like.
because they're upset that you got to come to the U.S. and they didn't?
I don't know if that is it. Anyway, I don't think that's it.
So
But I
why are
just
they
don't
upset
wanna
with
put
you?
it out there right now.
That's fine. You don't have to be specific. We're not asking for any specifics, but yeah, one of the concerns.
Yeah, because I never want to go live back close to where I moved from. I don't want to go far to go live far away from everybody else.
Why? See, I had the perspective that we moved back near family where her mom is, and
Yeah,
we
but-
know the neighborhood, or you know the people.
Whether or not, whether place to go or not, you still all meet friends, you still all meet people, you still my mom still can come visit or stay with us. It doesn't matter where you live.
Well, we also
The
got
only thing is that she couldn't come to the US because she didn't have a passport or anything.
Right.
And it's hard to get her in the US because I couldn't get my big son either.
okay.
So,
But we also got very fortunate, and I will say lucky, about finding a house right where in that location, because the house that we found is right off the main road. You can catch a taxi, so we don't have to worry about catching a car unless we decide to get one in the future. Your mom literally passes the house on her way to church. I mean, that's very convenient, don't you think?
yep, that's true.
And we got a really nice price for the house because it needed a lot of work, which you guys could see we're working on. But are you concerned about you know what stigma means?
What?
Stigma.
Stigma.
Yeah, are you concerned
Like,
about the idea that,
people talking.
well, it's about, if you just paint the narrative real quick, it says, Sonia went to the U.S., Sonia worked hard, Sonia made something of herself, and now Sonia's coming back to live and doesn't have to work. And people might not be happy about that.
I don't think they will do that. Probably most of them will happy for me, because from where I'm coming from, I know where I'm coming from. Most of them don't because they're younger than me, so they really don't know. They only grew up on sim with light and water in the yard or whatever. When I was growing up, I never have running water. I remember one time when I was going to school early morning, going to pipe to catch water, and when there was a car right by the standpipe park, and I come out of the house, go to the road, and just walk like not even half a mile, probably quarter mile, something like that, to get water. And I go up to the car, and then when I look, it's this tall Rasta guy stand up staring at me, and I just run back to the house. I just go catch the water. It was just me alone as girl, and he was there. I was like scared. Not like he wasn't gonna do me nothing anyway, but then I was like, it's early.
Yeah.
It's dark, like 6 o'clock, and it was dark. So
Well, I think,
I never
security is a valid concern, right? I mean, we're not moving into a gated community, man. We're moving into
it's not.
and I didn't want to move into a gated community. I wanted to live with the people that you know and with the people that I got to meet when I was there, and I don't know, like I don't mean to fault anybody that goes back and buys it into a gated community, and there's a reason for that. I get that, but I think for us it's important to be a part of the community that you grew up in. At least for me, I think.
I never grew up in a gated community. Neither ever see people up on the road wide open, and
You're
car
right.
pass by, whatever pass by the right on the main road. I don't care. I never scared when I was there anyway.
Yeah.
Things happen when I was there, and I'm really scared.
Yeah.
They not trouble me.
And I never had.
me. I don't let me any more problem or anything. They just don't have me because I got married to you. And yeah, so
Yeah.
there you got it.
Okay.
And they're nice people.
There's a lot of nice people.
Yeah, they are really nice people, but I don't want to be like, where did I put it on? I would like to go back and make friends with them again. Like, see them and just talk to them. I remember going back and call to them and they didn't answer. So I'm like, okay, I'm not better than them. Not because I'm in the US or whatever. I'm not better than no one. I'm just a simple person. Just make life. Most people leave from Jamaica and come to the US from where I was living. And nobody grudge them or anything. Why me, you know?
Well, I think that's something that we'll find out once we get back too. I mean, you're not going to know until we go back and live there and experience it, right? You can have your thoughts about what's going to happen, but until you actually get there and play it out, like, I want to make sure there's a lot of awesome people that we've met that are helping us out, that are supportive, even online here for you guys subscribing. It's been great to see how many people are interested in this process and what's going to be happening, and so we want to thank you guys for that, and just realize that maybe these concerns are valid and maybe they're not, but it's a journey and an adventure, and taking one day at a time.
When you're young, you never realize what is going to happen to you in life. Young and growing up, you never know what obstacle you're gonna face, where you're gonna be, if you're still gonna be where you were before, or you're gonna be a better person, like you can help and people appreciate what you do.
That's true.
I hope
take it a day at a time.
Appreciate me anyway for a while.
I appreciate you, dear. I appreciate you. You good? Come here. Come here. Bye, guys.